Hey yogis, welcome to this morning's class, or today's class I should say. Today we're going to be focusing mainly on the upper body since we've been working so much into the hips, the lower legs, through the hip flexors. So today we'll do a little bit more opening up through the upper body. So you may like to sit up on something to begin with. A chair is welcome if you would like to sit up on a chair. We'll do a little bit of the poses to begin with in a seated position, and then we'll come down onto the mat. Also, you may like to, you probably want to have a strap or a scarf, just something that you can hold on to, and ideally it's going to be long enough that you can take your arms up and maybe just sliding them down your back, or if you've got the range, you can take them behind you as well. So something long enough that you can do that with, and just put that to the side, or we'll use that a lot later on in the class. And so when you find a comfortable seated position, just find a balance between the left and the right sits bone. So make sure you feel connected with your blanket, with your blocks, whatever you're sitting on. You can sit up on your knees. Like I said, you can sit on a chair or even on a blanket. You can sit with your legs cross-legged if that works better for you. And then just feel like you're creating some length up through the body. So just lifting the waist, the rib cage up out of the pelvis. And you may like to take your shoulders up towards your ears and then just gently float them back and then relax the shoulders. Try not to be too rigid in the upper body. And before we begin, if you are sitting quite low to the ground, just notice if you are rounding through the lower back here. So if you're leaning backwards, just seeing if you can come maybe slightly forward of the blanket or of the prop that you're sitting on, just to help create some length up through the lower back area. Okay, so let's begin. We'll begin by setting an intention for the day, and take your hands together and just come to a place of gratitude. Just being thankful for everything that got you here today, to this moment. And then set your intention for the day. And then release your hands. And then just take your strap. Going to take it around your rib cage. So take it towards around the back. And you want it to sit on the lower rib area, and then cross the strap over. So you're not crossing your hands as you cross the strap over. So you'll cross the strap and then take the strap on into with your hands on the right side. So left hand on the left rather than crossing over the body. Okay, and you just want to pull it fairly tight here so you can feel the strap wrapped around the rib cage. And you may like to close your eyes or soften your gaze. And we're going to just start to breathe into the strap. So you want to feel, as you breathe in, feeling your hands drawing towards each other as your rib cage pushes out into the strap. And then as you exhale, your hands will start to move away from each other as your rib cage gently draws down and hugs in as you're exhaling the breath. So just breathing like that, just breathing in through your nose and out through your nose if that's comfortable for you. And just feeling the hands move. If you can't, don't notice your hands moving at all, then maybe pull the strap a little bit tighter. You want to be able to notice the strap around your body, so you're really breathing into the strap. This helps to bring that awareness of that expansion to the rib cage as you breathe in. And then as you breathe out, your rib cage is gently hugging in. So just continue like that for about another 3 or 4 rounds of breath. So just breathing in and breathing out. And then just continue, do your own breath. See if you can get to about a 5 or 6 counts of your inhalations and your exhalations. So slowing the breath down if that's comfortable. Let's take one more full round of breath here. Great. And then just release your strap. So just put it to the side. And then you're going to, we'll just start to bring some gentle movement into the neck first. So take your hands with your fingertips touching and just place them underneath your chin. So we're wanting the chin to stay parallel to the ground. So imagine that your hands are like a plank of wood. And then you're just going to move your head from side to side. Just running your chin over the hand. So you're not tucking the chin's not lifting. And just moving your head. So you're nodding just from side to side. Just feeling into that range of movement. And then just release your hands down, bring your head to center. And then we'll tip the head down towards the ground. And then lifting your chin up. And so nodding yes. You can just be mindful of your neck here. So really feeling into the sensations and only take it to where it's comfortable for you. So just lifting the head gently up and then tucking the chin in. Okay, bring your head back to center. Okay, so when we draw the chin in, and so if you imagine that your base of your skull is on the mat, so you're lying down, and then I say gently draw your chin towards the chest. As we do that, we're not tucking the chin in. What we're trying to do is create length through the cervical spine without removing the natural inward curve that the cervical spine should hopefully have. And we want to do that here. So when you visualize it, you can take your hands just onto your chin and then just slide your hands along the jawline, and you're gently pushing the chin back right towards your ears. And as you do that, feel the base of your skull just lengthen, the crown of your head lifting up, and the chin stays more or less parallel to the ground. Just notice how that feels for you. So it's similar to what we do when we're lying down. So you're creating some length, some axial extension to the spine. So we're going to do that now, but this time we're going to take the head out like a chicken. So you're drawing the chin away from you, and then you pull it straight back in. And again, just lengthen it forward. Notice what you feel, especially down through the sides of the neck, but all the way into your shoulders. And then gently pulling it back, so you probably see, I don't know how many chins I've got. And then again, take it forward. And then pull it back. And then just relax. Just take a couple of breaths here. And then take the heels of your hands just onto your forehead. Now you're going to push your head and hands in towards each other. Do you feel a little bit of contraction through the side of the neck? Possibly on either side of the spine. Just continue to breathe. Try not to hold your breath. And gently release. Take your left hand onto the side of your head now. And you're going to just gently push your head in towards your hand as your hand pushes in towards your head. Creating an isometric contraction. So notice what you're feeling. Where you feel it contracting. Just seeing if you can relax through the shoulders. And continue to breathe. And then switch your hands over. So right hand onto the side of your head. Again, you gently push your head over towards the right as your hands gently guiding your head towards the left. Just breathing here. And then just slowly release that. Okay, now let's give yourself a hug. So wrapping maybe your left arm over the right, or just choose whichever way you want to, but just notice which way you've hugged your arms. So we'll switch it up. Okay, so you're going to just gently turn your torso and head towards the right, to center, and then towards the left. And just moving gently from side to side. So just wrapping around as you go to the right, just gently pull on that left shoulder. And then as you come around towards the left, just gently pull on the right shoulder, just very gently. Come back to center. Now we're going to take the torso around towards the right as your head goes towards the left. And then move through center and switch. And again, head and gaze go opposite. And again, through center, take your head and gaze to the right, elbows, torso to the left. We'll do one more full round here. And come back to center. Just shake out through the arms and then switch your arms over. So it'll probably be right over left, or maybe you did the opposite. Okay, so again, we'll just gently twist around, first of all, starting with the torso and the head and gaze. Going from one side to the other. Again, as you come around to the left, just gently pull on that right shoulder. And then as you come to the right, just gently pull on the left. Okay, just one more over to the right. And then come back to center. Now you're going to take your torso to the left as your head and gaze goes to the right. And then move both through center and then switch. Again, just gently taking it from one side to the other side. The head and gaze go opposite. Just one more round here. And come back to center and just release, shake out through the arms. Okay, now let's just get a little bit more deeper into the rotation. So you tuck your chin towards your chest, and then you're going to slowly tip your head over towards the left, and draw it around towards the back, and then over to the right, and then down. And again, taking all the way up and around, just to a place where it feels comfortable for you. So if it's not comfortable taking the head all the way back, just take it to where it feels good. Okay, let's start to bring the shoulder into the movement now. So as you come over to the right, just gently depressing the shoulder, squeezing into the side of the waist, and then dropping your head towards the chest, and then just moving the head over, just drawing the left shoulder gently back, and we'll do one more full round. Okay, come back to center and we'll take it in the opposite direction. So first of all, just starting with the head, and then you start to bring a bit of the upper body into the movement. You're just moving it all the way around, just to places where it feels comfortable for you. If there's any areas that will feel good to linger, just stay there and just breathe into it, and then you can start to bring the shoulder into it. So again, just gently compressing or squeezing through the side of the waist as you move the shoulder. And just being mindful of the movement. Only take it to where it feels good for you. This is an area that can be quite sensitive for a lot of people. A lot of people have tension in the neck. You don't want to cause any more. Okay, so just one more. And we can just come back to center. Just bring your head back up. Again, just shake out through the shoulders. Then take your hands onto your ribs. So wrapping the index fingers, your fingers forward and thumbs towards the back. Okay, now we're going to just move the body like an Egyptian. So keep your gaze on a single point in front of you, so you can keep the head still. Okay, and we're wanting to take the rib cage over to one side and then the other. Okay, so focus your gaze and then draw your rib cage over to the right and then to the left. So just taking it from side to side. Ignore my head if it starts to move too. So seeing if you can keep your gaze on that single point, so you can keep the head fairly still, and it's the rib cage that you're feeling going from one side to the other. Notice the range of movement you have here and observe if it feels the same on both sides. One side generally will feel more open than the other, but just notice that how it feels for you. So just do another couple of rounds here. So we have ribs to one side, then the other. Okay, and then just relax. Okay, now we're going to do the same for the head. So moving your head like an Egyptian, and I struggle to do this one without moving my hands, so we'll see how we go. So you're going to just take your index fingers on just either side of your temples. So just taking them close to the head and seeing if you can keep the hands still. You're going to be just moving the head, and you're moving the head towards the index fingers. And again, just ignore my hands if they start to move. So trying to just move your head from side to side. So you're getting that same movement that we just did in the ribs into the head. And try not to use your fingers to do it. So you're not touching your finger to head, it's head to finger. Okay, so see how you go. Yeah, this one can be a little bit difficult. Okay. No, I'm just touching. See how you go anyway. Okay, let's come back to a, just again relaxing through the shoulders. Still in a seated position. If you need to change your leg positions, do that now. Okay, and we'll go a bit more into this lateral flexion. So we've been doing this over the class, the last few classes. So just take your hands onto your ribs. And you're going to feel like you're lifting up. So the torso lifts up, and then we start to flex over towards the right. So your rib cage comes up and over. And then allow the head to follow the movement. And then come back to center. And then again create that lift, and then flexing over towards the left. And back to center. Let's do it again. This time you can release your hands if you want. So maybe the left arm will come up and take it over towards the right. Back to center, and again create this lift and then flex. Okay, let's do one more full round. So reaching up, you can drop your right hand reaching up through the left, and then again create the lift and then reaching up and over towards the left side. Okay, and then just come back over, back to center. Okay, now this time we're going to do it that you're going to create some lift all the way up from the hip right up. So you're going to reach your arm up. Again, it's a lateral flexion, but feel like you're lifting all the way from the hip and up and over. So this will change the movement, how you feel it slightly. Okay, and then just releasing. So again, reaching up, feel the lift all the way from the hip, and then take it slightly over towards the right. And we'll do that again. So reaching straight up, feel the lift through the shoulder blade, the ribs, all the way from the hip, and take it up and over. Okay, let's do another full round. So reaching up through the right, and then flexing towards the left. And last time. Okay, release your arm down again. If you need to, just give your shoulders a shake. Okay, and take your hands onto the fronts of your thighs. Now, if you would prefer, you can stack your hands one on top of the other, take them at the base of your skull. Okay, now we're going to start to get into the lateral, flexion and extension of the spine. So rounding, forward folding and back bending. Okay, so first of all, start by just drawing your chin down towards your chest and rounding. And you can start off fairly small, so it's mainly just in the neck and down into the mid to upper back. And then starting to lift up. Feel like you're lifting all the way up through the front of the body, lifting the sternum, so from the front of the chest up, and then maybe lifting your gaze. And then rounding. You can move with the breath. So breathing in as you feel that space, that openness, that expansion through the front of the body. And then exhale the breath as you feel that contraction. There's your hugs dropping down, drawing in, navel can draw in. And just breathing in. And breathing out. We'll do one more full round here. So lifting up, extending, and then flexing. And then just come back to your seated position. Now we're going to come off the props and come to lying on your back. So come into with your knees bent, feet on the ground, to a bridge position. So your hips will draw towards your heels, and then you'll come down. Arms can just stay alongside you. So you're going to just push into your feet, and again, remember the things when we do the back bend. So as you push into your feet, you hug your outer shins in, lift the hips up, and then feel like you're creating that length through the hip flexors, through the fronts of your thighs, out through your knees. And then if it feels comfortable for your hamstrings, you'll draw your heels gently towards your shoulders. We've did this in the last, I think one of the last two classes, or at least the last one. Okay, so you're going to just push into the feet, start to lift up, and as you lift up, reaching your right arm up as well, and take it to where it's comfortable for you. So it can come towards the back of your mat. Again, remembering all those actions, so hugging in, and then just slowly release back down. As your arm and spine come down, gently turn your head to the left. And then slowly bring your head to center again. You're lifting up, reaching the left arm up. Turn your palm to face up as your arm comes towards the back of the room again. Lifting up just to a height that's comfortable for you. And then slowly floating your arm and spine down at the same or similar rate. And then turn your head to the right. And again, drawing through center, reaching up and over. And then floating down. And turn your head to the left. Okay, one more time. So reaching, pushing down onto your feet. Allow those hips to lift, lengthen through the front. Left arm comes behind you. And then slowly release. And then just feel your spine articulate down. Just rest the hips. Just pause for a moment. And take your hands underneath your, towards your buttocks, underneath the sacrum. So you may lift your hips up just slightly. Place your hands down and then lengthen your legs long. So this is a way to come up to a seated position. It may or may not work for you. So if it doesn't work, just roll over to one side and then push up. Okay, but otherwise your legs stay long. You start to push your arms, your forearms, your hands into the ground, and then lift your chest up. And come all the way up to a seated position. Let's come all the way up and over, just into a child's pose. Just allow your arms to come forward. Just feel your spine. Just lengthen here, hips toward your heels. You can use your hands, just stacking your hands to rest your forehead on. And then just release your hands. We'll come up to a tabletop position. First of all, just find the length in your spine. So just pushing into your hands, just lengthen all the way through the crown of your head. You'll draw your shoulders just slightly forward. Feel that tone through the arms and a little bit of some tone to your navel as well. So you're not dipping into that lower back. Okay, from here, you're going to start to take your head over towards the right side. So either looking towards the back of the room if that feels comfortable for your neck, or just keeping the gaze down. And then you want to allow your right hip to come out to the side as well. So you're making a C with your body, with your spine. And then come back to center. And then you take your head over towards the left side, and again your gaze can stay down towards the ground or turn your head if that feels okay for the neck. And then drawing your left hip over to the left. I hope this isn't causing bumps in the microphone. And then come back through center and take it over to the right. Again, popping the right hip out to the right rather than letting it fall to the left. And we'll do one more full round on the left. And then just make your way back to center. We'll just again come into a child's pose. So hips toward your heels. If your forehead doesn't reach the ground, you can use a block or a blanket to rest your forehead on. And your arms may come alongside you. You may even like to stack your hands one on top of the other on top of your tailbone. So just see how that feels. Your forehead can come down to the ground, or just bring the ground up to meet your forehead. Just breathing here. Allow the shoulders to relax. Okay, and then just release your arms. You're going to take your arms long, come forward, and then we'll come down to the ground. So as you can keep your knees down, you're going to draw your shoulders forward. Again, spine is long, and then just moving slowly as you bend at the elbows to lower all the way down to the ground. Okay, just find the balance between the left and the right hip points. Okay, and then we'll come up into Sphinx position. So that's the forearms forward. Just notice how this feels in the lower back. So if you feel like you're really compressing just in a single point in your lower back, you can take your arms a little bit further forward. So your front ribs come down to the ground, or you push down more into your pubic bone. So bringing a little bit more tone there and support your lower back. Okay, so we're going to just cup your chin with your hands. And then slowly turn your head towards the right. So again, just notice what you're feeling. It'll be similar to what we did when we were just making the C curve. Just give it a squeeze and then back to center, and then take it over to the left. And again, come over to the right. Notice also what's happening with your hips here. You probably feel one leg drawing up and the other one sliding down. So just going gently from side to side. Okay, let's just do one more full round here. Take it over towards the left. And then you can just release your arms down. Okay, now you're going to again come over towards the right side. This time you're going to drop your left shoulder forward and then take your gaze behind you. Come back to center and then drop your right shoulder. Again, look behind you. And back to center and just hold here for a moment, and then just turning your head from side to side. So your head, you're looking down at about a 45-degree angle, so looking just in front of you, so your head's not lifting up towards the front of the room. So just turning there and just noticing the range of movement you have in your neck. And then bring your head back to center and then take your gaze forward and then try that same movement. Again, just noticing that range of movement you have. Okay, bring your head back to center and you're going to push into your hands. Just gently draw your shoulders back, lifting your sternum up. Again, just see how this feels in the lower back. If you're pivoting just from that single point, take your arms a little bit further forward. Okay, now from here, you're going to tuck your chin. As you keep pushing down into your hands, your forearms, start to draw your chest away from the ground. So you're starting to round into the upper back. And the chest may come away. Maybe the navel lifts up, maybe the hips. And then just slowly start to unfurl. And again, you're lifting your sternum up, lifting your gaze, and then just gently draw your shoulders back. We'll do that one more time. So take your chin down, and then rounding into the upper back, so chest draws in towards the back, navel draws in, and maybe the hips just slightly lift off the ground. And then again, unfurl. Hold here. And then just come down, and just moving your hips gently from side to side. Take your arms out in front of you. Okay, so bring that tone to your legs. Okay, so again, there's a hugging in from your outer shins in towards your center. Feel your quads your inner thighs start to tone, and as you push down into the tops of your feet, you'll feel your quads, the fronts of your thighs turn on. Okay, pubic bone draws down. Then take a breath in, lifting your sternum forward and up, and then bring your arms to a cactus. As you pull your elbows back, reach your sternum forward, just keeping your gaze down. And then reaching forward, you can lower your hands down. And then again, lifting up. Pull back through the elbows as you reach your sternum forward. Again, keep your gaze down. Remind myself that too. Okay, we'll do it one more time. So again, tone through the legs, lifting up, and then pulling your elbows back as the sternum reaches forward. And then take your arms forward. Place your hands just alongside you. Just push into the ground, lift your chest up. Just take it back to a wide leg child's pose or a downward facing dog if you would prefer. Just breathing here. Okay, and then when you're ready, we're going to come up to a standing position. So take your hands just alongside your knees, curl your toes, push into the ground, so lift your knees, lift your hips. And then we'll rise all the way up. So you can take your hands onto your hips, lengthen your spine, and then rise up to standing. Come to the front of your mat and just take a hold of your strap. So option here is you can do this in a high lunge position, or if you prefer, you can, some sellotape on my strap, on my scarf. You can do it from just a standing position with your feet, just at hip width distance apart. But I'll come into a high lunge position. So step your left foot back, front knee over your ankle, and lift that back heel, back thigh up towards the ceiling, and then zip up through the front. You want to root down into your feet, and then lifting your arms to about shoulder height. Have your arms fairly wide here, so as you bend the elbows, you're not just pulling straight into the chest. You take your elbows, take your arms fairly wide, and so as your elbows come back, it's about a 90-degree angle. So just gently pulling back, squeeze through the shoulder blades, and then reaching your arm forward. Okay, and then again, just lift, drawing the strap in, maybe lifting your gaze, and then reach forward. Okay, we'll do that again. And then take it forward. Okay, from here you can just step your foot down, so coming into a warrior one position. So just holding here, and you're going to take your arms up towards the ceiling, and then gently draw your arms down, so just behind your head, and then lifting up. And again, you pull down as though you're doing a pull up, and then lift up. Notice if you're really popping out those front ribs here, so keep zipping up through the front of your body. We'll do it one more time. So pulling down behind the head, and then lifting up. And then just release your arms. We'll switch the legs over. So take your right foot back, again check your front knee over your ankle, lift up the back heel, back thigh lifts. Okay, and again reaching your arms forward. Oh, before you do, zip up. Okay, and then pull the strap in towards your chest, squeezing through the shoulder blades, and then reach it forward. Now stay strong and steady in your legs. Again, hug the strap in, and then take it forward. Let's do it again. So keep lifting the sternum, and then take it forward. Now from here you're going to just step your back foot in just slightly so you can lower the foot down. Pelvis stays facing forward, and then take your arms up towards the ceiling. So reaching up, and then bending at the elbows to pull down behind your head. And again lengthen. And then bending at the elbows, pull down. And again reaching. We'll do that one more time. So pulling down. And then take it all the way up. And release your arms forward, and then step forward. Okay, shake out through the shoulders. Okay, now we're going to do the shoulder flossing. So I'll show you option one, and just maybe try this one first, see how it goes, and then if you feel like you've got the range of movement, you can do option two. Okay, so first of all, again, just find the support through your feet into the ground, so you're rooting to rise. So feel like you're not just moving your arms, but all the way from your feet up through the body, you're creating length, and then the arms will come up and over. So take a breath and push down through the feet, lengthen through the body, and lift your arms up. And then you're going to slide your strap just down the back of your head, down the back, all the way down towards your butt. And then slide it all the way back up and take it forward. So that's option one. You can continue with that. Option two, be pushing down into the feet. So again, root to rise, reaching up. And then exhale, take your arms behind you. So creating a circle, and again, lifting up and bring it all the way forward. So again, push down into the feet, lifting up, and then exhale, take the strap behind you or slide it down your back, lifting all the way up and bring it forward. Let's do it one more full round. So reach, exhale the breath, stay strong and steady in the body, again lifting up, and then taking all the way forward. And then just remove the strap to one side, just give it a bit of a shake out. Okay, and then we're just going to reach your arms up, and from your right leg all the way up through the arm, reach. And then reaching up through the opposite side. So from the left foot, reaching up, just like we were kind of doing when we were sitting. So from the hip all the way up, feel this one from the foot, and then again reaching. Okay, we're going to bring the opposite leg into it. So this time as you reach up through your right arm, lift your left heel. And then going from side to side. So opposite arm to opposite hip. And pushing down into that right foot, reaching through the fingers. And then the opposite, all the way through the left. Let's just do one more full round. And reaching up. And then just lower the foot, release your arms. Give the shoulders a shake and come all the way down onto your mat. So just take the soles of your feet together. Now you may need to sit up on a blanket here. So just see how you go. Okay, and then we're just going to start to roll forward. Now if it's not comfortable with the feet together, you can keep your knees bent and just roll over the fronts of your thighs. Otherwise your hands can just come down to the ground. They may slide even underneath your legs, and you're not trying to pull yourself down to the ground more, but just allow your torso to come forward, maybe turning your palms to face up, And then from here, you may like to just tuck your chin in towards your chest, rounding into the upper back, maybe down into the lower back. And just breathing here. So again, the option is just to have your knees bent and just lying over your thighs. Again, try not to pull yourself down. So just have your palms face up, even drawing your hands gently towards your knees or towards your hips, so you're not hunching up through the shoulders. Okay, just take another full round of breath. Exhale the breath completely, and then turn your hands, palms face down, push into the ground, lift your chest up. And then we'll just finish with a gentle spinal twist. So again, just finding a comfortable seated position, give yourself a hug, and then just gently taking your torso to one side and then the other to allow your head to go with the movement. Notice the range of movement, as if it's changed, and then we'll just do the opposite. So turn your torso and head in opposite directions. One more, full round. And then just release and make your way down into your Shavasana. So just come to lying on your back. Again, keep your knees bent if that's more comfortable for you. Find the length all the way out through the crown of your head, tailbone towards your heels. Just take a few moments here just to allow the nervous system to assimilate all the poses, all that's gone on in their mind and body connection. You can stay here for as long as you like. I encourage you to stay at least 5 to 7 minutes, but if you need to and when you're ready, you can come up to a comfortable seated position. And just taking your hands together. And remember your intention for the day. Thank you so much for joining me. Namaste.